Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing Bottoms, which was a real breath of fresh air in terms of the films I've been watching recently. It knew exactly what it wanted to be, it embraced exactly what it wanted to be, and it doubled down on those elements too, to make for a really quirky independent film that just had its own fresh identity. It's a film that manages to simultaneously feel very unique and very familiar. It takes that high school coming of age drama, puts a fresh spin on it, and combines those elements to give us this like hyper stylized reality with messages about empowerment, victimization, identity thrown in throughout. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the film's messages are particularly revolutionary. It's all about solidarity, it's all about community, it's all about doing things for the right reasons rather than having premeditated agendas for doing them. It's all typical moral of the story stuff, but it's told in such a fun, distinctive way that you can't help but just fall in love with the characters and the tone that this film manages to establish. A film about two virgin lesbians going to high school and trying to start a fight club in order to pull other girls feels like it could easily fall into some sort of like woke trap, but at no point does it fall into that trap because it is so self-aware. I think the characters are so well written and so fun, and the film is so on the nose with a lot of its commentary that it feels very self-reflective and self-indulgent, and is all the better for it. Everything from portraying typical stereotypes and archetypes of the high school hierarchy and the high school population to portraying stereotypes of coming of age films, like going into a class, ring ring ring, class is over 2 minutes later. The film pokes fun at all these kind of tropes and really delves into what makes these narratives so accessible and so adaptable and kind of rehashable. The film is really anchored by the two leads, but it has got such a fun ensemble. Even the guys playing these really melodramatic, really tantrum children jocks are so much fun to be around. The violence of this fight club is so extreme, so over the top, and so kind of unquestioned that it just adds a level of humour to it. And the third act kind of finale set piece, which is so overindulgent, feels very reminiscent of a kind of quirky Edgar Wright moment. It's just so satisfying and pays off a lot of the emotional beats that get established throughout the film. It still manages to have tender and kind of unforced moments of vulnerability, even though a lot of the times it borders on cliche, but this film is all about embracing those and taking the piss out of those. It's a 90-minute film, so the pace kind of hurtled along. I don't really have any problems with this film. It may be that the message wasn't wholly original, but I feel like this film was what polite society earlier this year wanted to be. This kind of story about female empowerment with a kind of comical, fun, hyper-stylized twist and take on things. Where polite society fell a bit flat for me. It wasn't quite as fun or well written or as funny. Bottoms really just nails the tone and the characters and delivers everything you kind of want from this sort of film. It feels very authentic and organic to what a high school atmosphere should be, even though it is dialed up to 100. So if you have seen Bottoms, guys, do drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Please also consider liking and subscribing to the channel. That is always a huge help for me. And in the meantime, we'll see you for the next review.